go into Willie Papa's list. We have a Beastboss with Follow Me Lads, a Beastboss and Squigosaur without a Weapons Kill Chopper. Okay, a Ghazghkull Thraka. Yeah, right. We just talked about Gaz this like last week. I would give my opinion how I think he's totally playable, and you know, as we see, Willie thought so too. So here he is again making an appearance on a successful GT list. We have Kaptain Badrukk. Captain Badruck's in the Flashgitz had been making their appearance nonstop. Here is the Weapons Kill Chopper on the now bounce Magic Squig. The way I like to run it, you know, some people like it on the Squigosaur. I like it on here. So this is what I thought was interesting. Our boy took a Beastboss with Follow Me Lads and a big 20-man unit of Beast Snagga Boyz. Why would he do that? Why would he do that? You know what I think he'd do that for? I think he's really trying to take advantage of that strength 5 volume of punches. This is something that could go into a Wraith brick or something like that on the wall and just be like, I'm just going to punch you out with volume. Hey, what's up? So he might really have just decided that because on his own, he's punching the you know, he's more for delivering anti-vehicle, anti-monster dev wounds. But when you put that many boys with him and give him all +1 to hit, he gets fun. 1 truck, probably for the Flashgitz. We have 2 units of Gretchen, and then we have a Hunta Rig. That's what I'm talking about. Is this a GT list that went 4-1 with a Hunta Rig? We seen one last week with the Kill Rig. Let somebody tell you something isn't good, and I'll tell you anything to be good with the right git leading the wall. So we have a Hunta Rig, a Mega Knob with a combi weapon and a Power Claw. So shout out to the gits that like that over the kill saws. So we have a big unit of Squigosaur Boyz, then a small unit of Squigosaur Boyz, and then 2 units of Storm Boyz. So I like that big. I like the big unit Squigosaur Boyz. I really love putting at least 1 on my list, but the 3-man unit Squigosaur Boyz always slept on as a great skirmishing unit. If they end up getting hit with a points increase or something, you know, I might still run them in 3-man units. So here's his list. He, you know, he did pretty good. He has 5 points left over, so I'm, you know, not that good. So let's look at some of his matchups with this git. So they're more what we're used to. You know, I was gonna say that the one thing I wanted to say is I'm assuming he put Gaz with the Mega Knobs in the big unit, but he might have run Gaz on his own like a crazy git. So I'm not sure exactly what he was doing, but I'm gonna assume as I look into this that he did stick Gaz with the Mega Knobs. If you guys know what he did different, let me know. But let's look at Willie Pappas going into this first one. So his first matchup, yes, he did take a loss. No shame in that. The guy he took a loss to, you know, he had brought an odd, interesting list. So let's take a look at this odd list. We have a mixture of a Death Jester, a Troop Master, another Troop Master, a Solitaire, and Fugin. So here we have everybody's favorite mixture of little pointy ears. We have a Shadow Spectre, a Trope, another Troop, another Troop, another Trope, another Warp Spider unit, a Sky Weaver, a Sky Weaver, a Void Weaver, a Void Weaver, and then 5 Star Weavers. So something that Orc players are fully aware of as Orc players is we hate trying to disembark other armies because we don't have great shooting necessarily, right? Sure, the Flashgitz can pop 1 of those, maybe 2 of them. One of them can choose to be -1 to hit. It can throw off the math that we want to do. You know, when we pop the ammo run, can we pop 2 of these? Yeah, maybe, but these guys are fast. They're looking to get the initiative on us. They're going to have so many activations and the ability to go to do their movement shenanigans and to be effective. A very great you know, general of an Aeldari army that has this many little Harlequins all over the place ever since 8th edition has been something that you have to be familiar with their rules going into it, or they can just catch you off guard because they're just going to be like, oh, I can do this now. I'm going to be on this side of the table. I'm going to move here. I'm going to activate here. I'm going to be constantly scoring with all these little minor activations. And if you bring big killy bricks, you're never going to put them into anything that's going to give you the trade that you want. I can see how this can really put you on the back foot if you're used to, okay, I'm going to go into these big powered Space Marine lists. I'm going to go into these big killy Death Star units, and then you look and you're like, wait a second, what? There's just a bunch of little gits around here. They're floating all over the place. They're flying all over the place, bouncing off the walls, you know, scoring their points. Hey, and then you're like, oh, what happened? And you end up losing. So that's most likely what happened with Dark Eldar. I don't think that it's that you. I'm sorry, I said Dark Eldar with Eldar and the Harlequins. It's not that I don't think we can't beat them. You've seen the win rate though; it is hard, and that's one of those things. If you're not familiar with their rules and what's happening, and sometimes the mission as well, they could just overwhelm you with crazy activation and movement shenanigans. So nothing to be ashamed of there. But let's look at a second matchup. See if we can get a relatable matchup. Here we have Thousand Suns. We have Arnoldman, an Infernal Master, Infernal Master, Magnus the Red, Thousand Suns Demon Prince, Thousand Suns Sorcerer, and then Thousand Suns Sorcerer and Terminator armor. So there's a bit of a nuance there of an armor, Terminator armor. 1, 2, 3 units of Marines with Warp Flamers, a Zangor unit. Okay, cool. And then 1 big brick of Scarab Occult Terminators. So we haven't seen them in a while. You know, they're pretty expensive. You know, they don't really fight in melee that real good. So it's kind of weird because you're inviting between him and Magnus as like 1,000 points. And then you have just 1 unit of spawn because you're trying to get some units in there. This is a bit of a throwback to what Thousand Suns used to do. You know, I think paying for Forge Fiends and stuff like that is just better. You know, having Rhinos and more rubrics is just better. Orcs are fine with just trying to kill a big Death Star or something like that. So Willie Pappas ended up putting up 83 into him. When we have his third matchup, it's another Orc matchup. Orc on Orc, green skin madness. So let's see what the boys did. So we had a Beastboss and Squigosaur with Edwappa's Kill Chopper, another Gaz, so Gaz on Gaz matchup, Knob on Smasher Squig, and then a Knob with Wall Banner. You guys know how I feel about that key. Love that Knob with Wall Banner. Here we have Follow Me Lads on them. Then we have Beast Snagga Boy unit, a boy, a truck, a battle wagon, a Gretchen unit, a Kill Rig. So Kill Rig on Hunta Rig. What's going on here, y'all? That'd be just seeing those guys fight back and forth with each other with their rigs. That'd be hilarious. A Commando unit, Ludas, Mega Knobs for the Megaz, Knobs in the way I like to see. Oh, never mind, not the way I like to see it. He brought them all with big choppers. Not used to that. And then he brought them all with big choppers, and I assume this is where the Knob with Wall Banner went. So very fun, very cheeky gear right there. Ghazghkull Boys, and then a War Biker unit. So he brought the little skirmish of Ghazghkull Boys. Not the most, I would say, cohesive, you know, list in my opinion, but still a solid Orc list with some solid utility. An Orc matchup still can go either way. This is actually his lowest scoring win by 1 point, but still was, because Orc matchups is like, here's matchup of commander versus commander. What's the mission? If I hit you, you die. You pretty much get annihilated by pure volume. The one thing I would say is Ghazghkull Boys can make that a more difficult matchup, because being able to art his nails with something like that throws off a lot of the Orc status, and then they get the volume to fight you back quite well. So we got his fourth matchup. We're going into a fun Rust Bus. So what? I'll just shatter your what you're thinking right now. He's bringing a Space Wolf specific flyer that can transport. So he's gonna put the Kaptain and Gravis armor. I think he slept on Captain's Gravis and armor is awesome. He reduces damage. I think he has it. But he definitely reduces damage, and he has a good fighting profile. He doesn't have the relic on him right there for fighting better, but then he has 2 Razorbacks, so nice transport, dedicated transport. Yeah, good fighting. Good anti-armor support. The aggressor squad I was telling you about with the Flamestorm, because I believe this is a Flamestorm Assault Force, by the way, so keep that in mind. Eradicator, 2 Friend Region Wolf squads. Really love these guys. Inceptors, Incursors. Okay, you know, not sure what the Incursors are all about. I mean, I know what they do, but I'm not sure if they're really going to help. Infiltrator squad, 2 Infiltrator squads. Then he has Longfang for a unique version of Space Wolf fire support. They have their own built-in rules for a bit more utility, reliability. We have Scout, and then here's the Storm Wolf, just an odd, unusual, big flying thing. With blast cannons. Flyers can catch Orc players off guard. Orc players, just be aware of, if you see a flyer, you can either assume the person is memeing, but there's a chance that he knows what he's doing, and you can use the flyer to mess you up. He'll pre-measure your movement and then place the flyer right there in front of you, like where your movement will be, to stop you from getting your full movement, to hold you back and make your charges farther. So that's the one threat you have to keep in mind when you're going into flyers as an Orc player, especially because you're not going to have weapons to interact with them. So yeah, now in this last matchup, but you know, with them like that, he most likely just kept board control, killed everything, ignored that guy because the plane doesn't have the volume to win. And then when the Gravis armor guys do start playing the mission, they get killed. They have to get super close. Not the most messed up, you know, I'm not shaming that Space Wolf player. I'm just saying that's not a hard one for the Orcs all the time. And then in the fourth, certainly not least matchup, he got 100 points, because you can see with that flyer, we messed up his point scoring a little bit with 70, because he could just freely go around and kill stuff the whole game. And then his last matchup, he went into Demons. So yeah, and what's funny about this Demons list is it's kind of fun because it's Khorne Demon with Be'lakor. So this army does a lot of mortal wounds. Obviously, it has great fighting. It likes to come from outflank or reserves. It likes to come in, try to get good charges on you with all these bloodletters. Be'lakor is there just to make them survive any like shooting matchups. But this again is where Orcs are like, hey, this is where Artist Nails would be very nice, because they don't like to deal with that with their profiles. They don't like to deal with fighting and death. Our ability to advance and charge will mess them up. So Orcs do fine into Demons, even though they're strong. They're strong, but we just have a lot of tools that are good into them. So very, very cool to see that. Here's his list one more time. Beastboss with Follow Me Lads with 20 gits that are attached to him. A Beastboss and Squigosaur with no enhancements. A Gaz, Kaptain Badrukk, and Naban Smash Goo Edwapis Kill Chopper. Only one truck, most likely for the Flashgitz, and then a Hunta Rig for that big brick. A bunch of Mega Knobs with Gaz, in my opinion. A big brick of Ghazghkull Boyz, and then a small unit of Ghazghkull Boyz and the Storm Boys. So very nice list. The one thing I missed is my Knob Scalpel unit, but you know, he decided I'm just gonna have a big unit of dudes with Gaz, and I'm gonna have a big unit of Beast Snagga Boyz that could just run up and just put volume of punches into you. That ended up seeming to look well for him. I'd love to hear about how his first matchup was so difficult, but shout out to Willie Pappas because that was a good showing. Great job for the war getting 4th place.